Thanks for taking the time for a bit of a catch-up.
My pleasure, man.
Been a busy year for you with the Black Star Riders.
Yeah, it's been running, man. Touch and go, boom, boom. Everything's been happening so quick, you know.
Yeah, the album and a very, very lengthy world tour to go with it.
Yes. Started in January. We got into the studio there, and unbeknownst to us, you know, we only had so much time to work in like 12 days. So we did, we got to work and then jump in. We had done a lot of pre-production and all that before, so we knew kind of in which direction we were going. And of course, you know, Kevin Shirley, one of the best cats out there production-wise, he's great. He knew how to work this horse, and he was cracking the whip and he got it done. It was great. 12 days, man.
Yeah, well, rock and roll thrives under pressure, doesn't it?
I think so. I really think so. The other side of the spectrum is, because I've been part of those projects where you just take time and overdubs and cleaning this up and changing that, and the sign of a good song is a good song. Whether you're playing with acoustic, with a band, orchestra, whatever. So Kevin Shirley understands that, you know, and it's our first effort out there with this band, so brilliant. I think it's been really well received, so we're happy.
I was going to ask, obviously the band has evolved from the Thin Lizzy legacy, and is carrying aim to carry on that legacy. How have the long-time Lizzy fans reacted to what you're doing with Black Star?
I just did a clinic, and we were talking. That was a point of conversation a lot. I think favorably. I think for the most part, you know, people are coming out. A large percentage of the audience are Lizzy fans, and people are curious because, you know, nowadays you get, even when you download music and you get albums and all that, and then you go and see it live, and sometimes it fails by comparison. You know, this is, I think, the opposite. I think what we have live it's a little more powerful. You know. But being that we only had short time to put these songs down and do all that, now I wish we had the opportunity to go into the studio and do the same songs, the same set list, the same song list, and I guarantee it would be much better, because now we're living with the songs we've been playing. It's music, you know? And then also having the same lineup, you know, you spend a lot of time together, you get to know the personalities and the colors, and everybody has a different way of playing, having a conversation on stage. So I think that's reflecting, you know, to the audience, and they're digging it. You know, we've had some great shows, man. I gotta say.
Belfast here, great place to end it with Ricky's connection. Yeah. Great place to end the tour.
Yes.
For those of us who haven't had the pleasure until another couple of hours' time, what's the balance of the set list in terms of the new stuff and the Lizzy material?
Mainly the focus is obviously the new album. There's not enough history from this band. We couldn't go out there and kind of like hear new songs. So carefully, it was really well planned that, you know, we're focused 60-70% Black Star Riders, and then very carefully, we put some of the, sprinkled some of the Lizzy stuff, the angel dust on top, and people are digging it. The marriage is really well. It goes really well. Obviously, if you've heard the album, I mean, we're inspired by what the boys did earlier, and the influences are there, the inspiration is there. So it's good. It's good. It's working.
Yeah, Ricky on Places sounds so like Phil Lynott. It's uncanny.
Yeah, I know. You couldn't help it but, because we've been out for 2.5, 3 years representing Phil and Scott and Brian and the Lizzy legacy. So music is like that, man. It's a language. You learn how to learn that language, and it's hard to get away from it. We influence each other, inspire each other so much.
Well, this particular bill, you have a connection as well with the support band, the Dailies. Can you talk us through what your role was in that particular project?
Long story short, we were in Australia, finishing off what would be the last run for Thin Lizzy, and we were there with Motley Crue and Kiss, and we had a blast. At the end, almost at the end of the tour, I got approached by management of the Dead Daisies, who saw me on stage, and they wanted a bass player that could sing. And they said, we have some things cooking, can we call you? I said, of course, that's what I do. I'm always going to do that. I'm always going to be a session guy. Anytime there's good music, good cats, let's do it, for a lot of reasons, mainly because no one project is going to support you year round. That's just what it is. The other reason is I love what I do, and I've had some great experiences because I float around. I do a lot of things. And in the past 10 years, I've been asked to participate and collaborate with some pretty interesting projects. So I don't think that's ever going to stop. But anyway, so they asked me for information. I gave it to them, and 9 out of 10 times when you share your info, nothing happens because people talk. So I got home, and a week later, I get a call from management for the Dead Daisies. Says, we have a slot here to go out with the Aerosmith. Aerosmith? And it's a tour in Australia, and we're handpicking the guys that we want to participate in this project, and we'd love for you to do it. And of course, and I said, please send the music so I can listen to it, and we'll take it from there. And I fell in love with the music and John's voice, and it was cool, man. So I got the call. Next thing you know, I'm in Australia, and we're touring with Aerosmith, and it was going to be a one-off run of, I think, 7 or 8 dates, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember a lot of things these days, but so that ended, and then I went home, and I got another call. There's a chance for us to do the U.S. and Canada out there with Alice in Chains and Chains Addiction, and the Rockstar Uproar tour, which I had never done anything like that. It was like 3 stages, pretty cool, man. So we traveled. So I was available, and I said, let's go. So we did it. In that process, again, you got a bunch of cats that love what they do. The music started flying, and we started writing, and next thing you know, we're in the studio, and it's so cool to get to hear some of those songs being played live. It's great. I think there's something very special there, and so yeah, it's for me, it's a blast. I got a lot of friends on the road, and it's all good, man. It's all good.
Obviously, you can't play with them live on this run of dates, but they
no,
although I tried, young bass player with them, haven't they?
I tried what we call double dipping, and for a lot of reasons. Well, not a lot. There are a few reasons where it was recommended that I didn't, so I didn't. But yeah, they got a hold of this up-and-coming bass player, right? Darryl Jones has been with the Stones forever. He's pretty good.
Yeah, I hear he's got potential.
I finally, I had met him here and there, Darryl, and so we finally get to hang on the road, and I've been a fan of his playing and his history and his legacy and what he's done in the music business for a long time. So we're hitting it off, man, and the band, the Daisies sound great,
Yeah,
Star Riders kicks ass too, huh?
It's a great album. The album must have had a very, very free, Bad Company vibe to it, I thought.
Exactly, and that's, and it just happened. Which goes to show you, when you have people that are, that are craving artistic freedom or whatever, musicians and have the talent, it just happens. It's almost like you have to plan it. It just happens. It's part of the music business that's still beautiful. Unfortunately, there's a lot of cats out there that are so jaded, and they've been doing this for a long time, and they don't appreciate that process. I do, and I don't ever want to forget that. That's why I started playing music. It doesn't matter who it is with, and who's got what, and why, and when, who's bigger, who's not, who's famous. Who gives a poop? Listen to the music, and that's the bottom line. So yeah, man, it's very cool. Great album. There's possibly some writing opportunities with them coming up here soon. So La la la.
Yeah.
Viva la rock.
As you say, you like to keep busy, you like to play.
Yeah.
You've another project involved as well, Doogie White and
yeah, and that's another story because I got approached by the parents of Poland. We were playing in Poland. Is it Krakow? Maybe. And we usually get to the show an hour before, and the opening band's there. And as we're walking in, I heard everybody walk to the dressing room, and I heard some pretty cool guitar licks. Wow, the stage was right next door. So, well, I'm going to take a peek. And I went out, and there was this kid, man, 14 years old or something like that, just slamming, you know. I'm going, the tone, the notes, the power, very focused. He's a great looking kid. I thought he was a girl for a minute. He was that good looking. And then so, wow, that's cool. As I'm coming down the stage, his parents approached me and said, "Oh, it's a pleasure. We're big fans of you. We've, you know, all your work with Whitesnake and Ted Nugent, Thin Lizzy, and Dolores, and this and that. It would be lovely if, you know, if you played on our son's next album." And I said, "Yeah, again, here's my info. Of course, man." I just dug it. I really appreciate the fact that his parents were there, you know, kind of going, "Go, baby, go." And I have kids, so information. And then within a few weeks, I heard from them, you know, and they wanted me to play on a couple of tracks, and then 2 tracks turned into 3, and 3 turned into 4. I get a little break between, I think it was Australia and the US. I went home for like 2.5, 3 weeks before coming here. And, you know, we did the album in 2 days. And I heard that voice. Again, I heard that voice that was just slamming, man. What a beautiful voice. Freaking singer, man. Pow! Pow! And the songs were really strong, and it was just a pleasure to work on that project. It was all put together really well, and so now they're talking about maybe doing some dates next year. Hopefully it'll work out schedule-wise and all that. Priorities, Black Star Writers, of course. We'll see how everything pans out. I also got approached by a few labels to do another solo album, and I want to pursue that as well. So I think it's coming to, everything's moving, you know, faster and faster, and it's good. I'm ready for it. Bring it on.
So you've a few weeks off, obviously. We're in the heat of Christmas, so you get a bit of a holiday.
I don't.
No.
I actually finished tonight with the boys, and tomorrow I'm in Copenhagen recording for another project, session stuff. And then I do my solo. I got some solo dates. When is this coming out?
Couple of days. Hopefully.
Couple of days? Well, go to marcomendoza.com. I'm coming to Helsinki. I'm coming to Denmark. Coming to Italy, Sardinia. Finishing off in New Year's Eve in Cologne, Germany. marcomendoza.com. And, and another date in Copenhagen on January 3rd. Then I go on the 5th or 6th because I have to stay there and record for a few days. So I'm getting a lot of calls, man. I'm really in a very, very grateful place. That's the word, grateful. There's so much going on. You know, I'm still flattered that people call me to collaborate, and they want me to be part of this and that. I never want to forget that, you know.
So coming back to the Black Star Writers, yes, 2014,
yeah,
and a new album. Have you
we're already talking. Obviously, it needs to happen. It needs to have a follow-up. There's, we got on the radar. We got on the map here. So if everything works out, I'm hoping it does. We're talking about going to the studio later in the winter. They're trying to get us some dates here in the U.S. and Japan, Australia. BlackStarWriters.com. All the info, all the updates, and confirmed dates are there. So yeah, it's going to be a busy one, huh? That's why we got to stay healthy, man.
On that note, Marco, thanks very much.
My pleasure, man. Thank you so much. Marco Mendoza signing off. See ya, guys.